Hey playa, I feel safe saying that most of you out there are pretty good people, but why are you good people? Why do you do good things? Why don't you just go out there and take what you want and hurt people? Well, Karate Eid asked me this question. If you believe that you become everything when you die, what is the purpose of being ethical and empathic? And I think that's a really important question, and I'm going to do my best to answer it right after this.
This is the Josh Speaks, you're watching the Josh Speak.
Now what Karani is referencing is a point I made in one of my other videos where I talk about my own interpretation and belief in the idea of God. You could check out that video to see my deeper explanation of it, but to sum it all up, I personally believe that God is representative in everything. Every living thing that exists is a piece of God. And because we all share this unity with each other, we're all alive, we all exist, we all inhabit the same planet, we all therefore are God. Some of you are probably like, what? That's blasphemous. Don't call yourself God. God is up here and you are down here. But for me, I tend to see God as being everything that exists. And because everything is interconnected, you can't separate the two. And to me, when you die and your consciousness disappears, you kind of return back into the sense of everything. You know, your body decomposes, it becomes part of the ground, and the cycle repeats as people are born and die again. So Karani is asking me something very specific. What then is the purpose of being ethical and empathic in life? What benefit does it serve, and why would we aspire to do it? And I think the answer is pretty complex, but I'll try to simplify it here. I think part of the reason why humans are able to follow a system of ethics is because we have moral agency. We're able to identify things that seem right and seem wrong. Granted, right and wrong are subjective traits. I don't believe there is an objective morality, because even if there was, humans would still aspire to do the things that they felt benefited them, the things that they felt were good, rather than the things that they knew to actually be good and true. So even if there was an objective morality, we still have the ability to act in accordance with however we wanted. So it kind of seems as a useless system that would just sit there. Okay, that's a separate thing, but why? Why actually be ethical? Why go out of our way to help other people, to teach them, to understand them, to even sacrifice things that can benefit us to help others? Well, I think it kind of all ties back to the golden rule. The whole concept of doing unto others as you'd have them do unto you is supposed to ensure this idea that if I don't harm my neighbor, if I don't steal from them, if I don't take advantage of them, if I don't do these kind of bad actions, well, then they won't do it back to me. Now, there's no guarantee that that actually will happen, but in doing goodwill, you can then hope for goodwill. Some people may look at that and think, well, you're only being kind for selfish reasons, but nature and life is selfish by design. From the moment of birth, and even before that, babies rely on their mother, and as that child grows, it continues to need new things. Education, a sense of right and wrong, a sense of how to carry forward in this life so they can be productive and healthy and live a good, conscious, and sustainable life for themselves. So, by saying we're being kind only for selfish reasons is probably going down the wrong road of thought. Instead, we should probably interpret it as a way of, how can I function and survive in a way that will ensure my own safety? And if that means being kind to others, well, then I can benefit from that relationship because they'll also take care of me. Another element to it that people tend to grow as they get older is their sense of empathy. Being able to connect and understand what other people are feeling and going through, and then registering those feelings in your own mind and body as if, man, if I was in that situation, I know exactly how they would feel. Now, sympathy and empathy often get confused, and the difference kind of is this. Sympathy is seeing someone fall on the ground and feeling like, man, that sucks that he fell. And empathy is seeing someone fall on the ground and saying to yourself, man, I know exactly what it's like to fall and how much it can hurt when you hit the ground. Now, based on the golden rule concept that I mentioned before, this idea of doing good to others and hoping that in turn they'll do good to you and you guys can have a functioning system like that, empathy plays a huge role because you tend to see that other people have desires and needs and wants and goals and all these different things. And if you can learn to empathize with them, well, then you can practice that golden rule much better. I'm a firm believer that we're all individuals. We make our own choices, we pursue the things that we want to pursue, we live our lives as best as we can on our own merit. But we can't ignore the external factors around us. Our parents, our family, our friends, our school, our neighborhood, our environment. all these things play a role in shaping our development. So for some people, living ethical isn't even on their minds. They're not thinking longer term, as in how I can develop a better quality of life and richer connections with the people around me. And this idea manifests in this frame of mind that life just isn't worth it. There's nothing to pursue, there's nothing to achieve, no one cares about me, life is meaningless. And that's why I'm always saying to aim to do the highest sense of good, because it will in turn lead to a better quality of life if you can learn to pursue the world in a way that you followed some kind of ethical structure and you're empathic in your connections with others. Being your best self is all about observing every piece of your life and saying, well, is this something I can work on to help inspire and encourage me to do better in it? Should I be kinder to this person? Because if I am, then I won't have to worry, I won't have to think about the negativity they may bring my way. We're all given a limited number of years to do stuff. It doesn't matter if you're the most richest and famous person in the world or if you're the most poorest. Everyone has as much time as they can to change their lives, to inspire, to do things of meaning, and to be somebody great. What do you think though? What are some of the most important drivers of your system of ethics? Is it kindness? Is it compassion? Is it understanding? Leave your comments down below and let's talk about it. If you have something you want to talk to me about and it's more private in nature, you can always shoot me a DM over on Snapchat and Instagram. I do my best to answer as many comments as I can, so shoot me a message over there. Thank you so much for watching. I rarely talk about these things, but I love having these type of conversations. I feel like they're deep, I feel like they're meaningful, and if you think so too, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can see new videos that I post every Monday through Friday, teaching you how to be your best self. I also have a few videos over there on the side, which I think will be super helpful. It'll go deeper into this topic and this conversation we're having, so definitely go check those out. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. As always, love and peace.